Leprechaun 3 is about a young man driving through Vegas, decides to do a little sightseeing, and we got the Leprechaun looking for his pot of gold once again and continuing his killing streak. Hey everybody, this is John Franklin Reviewer, and welcome back to my updated version of Leprechaun. I'm on the third movie right now. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, so let's get ourselves started. And going with the likes, let's get some of the easy stuff out of the way. I love the cast in this entire movie. I love their acting. Everybody does a great job. This was directed very well. To the script, for most of the script, I definitely enjoyed what we got out of this. I love the storyline. Going with some of the characters, Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun. Once again, no surprise that he's in the likes, does a terrific job. He's funny, he's very scary when he needs to be. More, of course, hamming it up just like he did in part 2. And that's what I gotta say that I like about these first 3 Leprechaun movies. And I think this probably could have been a great trilogy and left it at that. Where he was good in the first one, he gets a little bit better in the second one, even though I'm not a big fan of that movie overall, if you see my review of it. But in this one, I feel like he's top tier, that he does such a terrific job. There's another character in here named Scott. He's the gentleman that's driving through Vegas to go to college in California, does his little sightseeing. He's another great actor. I love how his story actually goes for the most part. Another character is Tammy, and out of everybody, that she's the only character who doesn't believe in greed, that she's just happy that she has a job, a roof over her head, and it pays the bills. Where she tries to have this plan once she figures out what's going on with the Leprechaun and trying to see if she could destroy him with Scott and how to destroy his gold. I feel like her storyline a little bit better than Scott's, and she also does go through a little bit of hell in this movie here too. And moving on from the characters, that this is just a fun movie. This is a fun sequel. This is enjoyable. I love the location of Las Vegas for a Leprechaun movie. I just feel like out of all the horror icons, this is the one that feels like it works the best. Then the final thing I want to talk about are the deaths. The practical effects deaths. They look so real. They look so good. And I just had a blast every time someone deserved to die, especially if you were a greedy person. And moving on to the dislikes, the first thing I'd like to talk about is the Leprechaun in a pawn shop with the pawn shop owner. Now, if this was any other horror villain, this guy would have been taken out in like a couple minutes, if even that. The reason why the Leprechaun is taking a little bit of time to take this guy out is because this guy has a medallion that he actually took off of the Leprechaun when we first saw him. This medallion actually turns the Leprechaun into stone. So I understand that it's like, oh shit, if I make a mistake, this guy can get this around my neck and I'm screwed. So I get that part. But when the Leprechaun does finally trick the owner and get the medallion away from him, it still takes another like 10 minutes or so for the Leprechaun to finally take this guy out. Someone else ends up taking his one coin that he actually lost, and he has to go look for it. So it was just one of those things that felt like it was a filler on how long he was actually in this pawn shop. This guy should have been taken out really quickly, and other stuff could have got a lot better quicker than they did. And there is a scene with 2 characters in an elevator, and it actually does kind of continue a little bit after the elevator there too. But the elevator scene itself is just so stupid, so ridiculous. Every time this scene comes on, when I want to watch this movie, I'm always rolling my eyes, and I'm like, okay, can we make this go a little faster? With the character Scott, what they decide to do to his character in the second half, it sounded so unique on paper, but when they do the execution, I just thought it was really stupid. There were some times that I really enjoyed what was going on in the second half, but no bad ways out the good when it comes to the second half, and I'm like, I really wish he didn't go that way. And then the final dislike has got to be the Leprechaun's death, or the way that the Leprechaun gets stopped until the next sequel, is got to be the weakest death of these first 3 so far. I was very disappointed with it. Leprechaun 3, 3 out of 4 stars. What do you think about Leprechaun 3? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me a comment down below and we will discuss it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.